Hey everybody, my name is Shane Ernest. I'm the author of Black Baseball in Alabama, Rough Diamonds of Dixie. It's about baseball in Alabama, and I grew up here in Montgomery. Behind me, you'll see a sign for the commemorating the Montgomery Street Railway, and I've got it's a cookie jar that also commemorates the Montgomery capital city street railway. But one of the places, although Montgomery was well known for having one of the earliest rapid transits in America, one of the places that the railway didn't go was to a little area called Boguehome. I talk all about Boguehome here in the book. It was a fascinating area that I wanted to mention a little bit about today. Just a couple of blocks south of the state capitol here in Montgomery, this whole little area kind of popped up. It was right outside of the early city limits in the 1890s. And so it was beyond the reach of the sheriff. There was sort of no law out there. And all of the people came bringing their crops from the farm. It was about a day's hike from, Montgomery, from the town. So it was out of town. It was a nice place to rest before you came into town. There was a little stream, still is, running through there. And it became like this. It got a blacksmith. Pop houses started popping up. It became like this loose sort of trading post. You could get farm tools or booze or equipment, and it was not necessarily a white section of town. It wasn't necessarily a black section of town. It was a place where the races intermingled, and from the late 1800s, it started becoming active with entertainment, as far as prostitution, gambling, music. The close enough to downtown Montgomery that when they lit a bonfire, everybody saw it. There were a lot of gin houses where they would mill cotton into from the sports into fabric, and they would catch fire quickly and burn down in just a few minutes, 6 or 8 minutes, and your whole gin mill is gone up in flame, and everybody standing around was drunk and enjoyed it and would cheer the whole time, and you could hear it all around Montgomery. And by about the 1920s, tens of 20s, it became pretty much a red light district. It was an area where, although Alabama had prohibition early, so we had a head start on bootlegging. We really knew how to do it, and people did so often. And it was in Boguehome that was one of the sort of hubs of entertainment that would patronize these types of places. Interestingly, also in Boguehome, it was out of town enough that nobody minded if black people did something cool. So they had nice schools. That's where the State Teachers College, now Alabama State University, was relocated from Marion, Alabama. They started hospitals. One of the first black hospitals in Montgomery in the state was there very nearby. So it was kind of a strange situation where you've got farm hands and musicians and educators and students and just random people wandering around. It was interesting enough that artists would sometimes come and paint or draw the scenes. It was known as the Broadway of Boguehome because you would see animals being brought to market, huge herds of cattle or sheep, and they would literally come up Decatur Avenue and right past the state capitol. And that's why Decatur is a wide street. And although it wasn't paved until the 1930s, when the PWA came in and pretty much raised Boguehome down to absolutely nothing. And then afterwards, the interstates were driven through there, and there's hardly anything left of the old town now. But at the time, it hosted the Montgomery Gray Sox ballpark. It hosted jazz music. Some of the earliest jazz music in history was played here in Boguehome, not far from where the team would play, where these houses were built next to burning gin mills. It was a fascinating area. I hope you might take a look in Black Baseball in Alabama and learn a little more about Boguehome and places like it. I'm Shane Ernst, Dr. Miraculous. Thanks very much.